guys, it's Lauren from Sisters. I'm here today to show y'all how I do my makeup. We already have a video if you want to go watch that of Katie doing hers. We have very different skins, so I wanted to show y'all how I personally do mine. So I have very acne prone skin. I was on Accutane 3 different times over the course of 5 years. I had horrible nodular cystic acne and it was really tough on my skin, like everywhere. So I have combination skin now. I still have breakouts, as you can see, but I have areas of really dry skin around my nose and around the edges of my face, but my cheeks and my forehead are still very oily. So let's get into the tutorial. So first thing I start out with is the same thing that Katie does. So I use our Ageless Illuminating Facial Mousse from Farmhouse Fresh. It is a really cool consistency. It's like almost like a jelly. So I just warm that up in my hands, run it all over my face, under my eyes, on my forehead, down my neck. Let me put my hair bun away. So as you can see, my hair's already done. If you want a tutorial on how I got it to look this way, because it did a little bit something different, let me know, drop it in the comments so I can do that for y'all. All right, so now that I have that on, I go in with another moisturizing primer. So this one is from Fourth Ray Beauty. You can also get it on ColourPop. It's the same parent company. So it's called Thirst Aid. It's a hydrating priming moisturizer. It's really dirty, so don't judge me. So like I said, I have really dry skin in some areas. So I like to use this under my makeup since I like to use face powder to just hydrate my skin and kind of even out my skin texture. All right, now that the base is done, we are moving on to foundation. Okay, so I actually do things a little bit different. I start with concealer since I have blemishes and acne spots and acne scars. I like to use concealer on those areas underneath my foundation to really camouflage them. I know a lot of people use color correctors. Like for acne, you can use a green color corrector to even out your skin tone, but I find that it honestly just doesn't work that well for me. I don't know, I just prefer using concealer. So I just lightly blend it out. I don't even blend it out all the way. I just get rid of that excess and make it a little bit more even, because you won't be able to tell that it's not super blended underneath your foundation. All right, any areas that you have redness or acne or anything you want to hide, do that first. And then I go in with the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. It is heavy coverage, so it's really going to hide a lot of your imperfections if you have any or if you want to. Some days I feel like just wearing a lighter foundation, something a little bit more sheer, and I'll use the ColourPop foundation. But on live days, this is what I do. So I'm gonna blend this out really quick and we'll be right back. All right, so now that my foundation is done, it's all blended out, I use another shade of the same concealer. I don't think I talked about it. It is from L'Oreal Paris. It's their Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer. I'm using the shade Porcelain for highlighting and doing my under eye bags. Earlier, I was using shade 325 Eggshell underneath my foundation. So I just take this, I use way smaller amounts of product than Katie does. I'm more concerned about showing texture and not having it be not cakey, but in a sense, like I have really textured skin and I don't want to emphasize that in any way. So I just use a very small amount of product. So I will also do underneath my nostrils and the tip of my chin. I'm gonna blend that out. I'm using my beauty blender. I think it's an off-brand one I got from Ulta Beauty. to blend everything, foundation, all of it. I've also learned that the best trick into blending out your under eyes is to just look up. It can be hard when you're staring straight ahead and you have those creases, but if you look up, those creases go away. All right, I also hit my eyelids to get rid of that creased foundation that we haven't set yet. And then we're on to powder. Now for powder, this is the most expensive thing I've ever bought, makeup-wise. It is the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. It is my favorite thing. If you were to invest your money in any type of makeup product, I would highly suggest investing in your face powder because it really does last all day and it is amazing. So to set that, I use technically 3 different brushes. So under my eyes, I use this flat little concealer brush, but I use it for powder. So I'll just use the powder under my eye to set my concealer. I'll also hit the top of my eyelids again. Around my nose and my chin. Just any areas that tend to crease, I like to hit those first. Then for my entire face, I use a big powder brush. So both of these, I got these in a set from ColourPop. This is the number, well, it's the brush F5, and this one is F1. These are my 2 favorite brushes of all time. And ladies, if you don't clean your makeup brushes like every month or every other month, you are going to notice in how your makeup turns out on your face. I waited like 3 months this last time to wash my brushes, and it made such a huge difference. So this is me telling you, wash your makeup brushes. All right. So my face is set with powder, loosely. And then I like to grab just a little bit extra powder. I use the flat side of my makeup sponge and I bake. This is kind of like an old trend, but I still like to do it because I find that it just makes you look a little bit more defined in your cheekbones. So I will just hit my jawline right underneath my natural line of depth in my cheekbones, and then I also do under my eye, and I set that one with way more powder than I do on my jaw because I have pretty bad eye creases. All right, so next we have contour. So I only use this tiny little travel palette that I got for free. It is from Nars. It is their Laguna. That's all it says is Laguna. It's their contour. It is really dirty, so don't judge me. And with this, I use an angled cheek brush. You can use this for bronzer or for blush. It's up to you, but it is in that same kit from ColourPop. It is the F3. So I will just take this, load up my brush lightly. Let's do this side. And hit not underneath, not on top, but just right on my cheekbone. We want chiseled cheeks out here, ladies. I'll bring that also up to my forehead because mama's got a big forehead. Blend it out lightly. I don't really blend it out that much right now, so I'll do the same on the other side. We love a good strong cheekbone. My hair is kind of in the way. Those darn bangs I'm trying to grow out. So I'll also take my bronzer and hit the tips of my the tip of my chin because I have a pretty strong chin and I want to hide that. I want to push that back. So I just do that, and then when I contour my nose, I use a really fluffy, coarse brush. I have no idea where I got this one from. It's a Morphe brush, but I have no idea what it's called. So I will just take a little bit on the end of my brush, and I have a long nose and it has a hook in it, and it also has a bump. So to hide that, I contour the tip, push it up. I hide my hump by contouring right on top of it. And then I also narrow my tip by putting some just on the side at, not straight down, but kind of at an angle to give the illusion of like a little hump, a little circle right on the end. Okay, I'll just blend that out, bringing it down and up. And just like that. There we go. So bronzer is done, or contour, whichever one you call it. I personally use bronzer and contour interchangeably because I don't really see a huge difference besides one has shimmer. But next is blush. So I go back and forth between two very similar products. One is, oh, this one is so old, don't judge me. The Cloud Paint Seamless Cheek Color from Glossier, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. This one is in the shade Dawn. And then I also use the Cha Cha tint from Benefit Cosmetics in the shade, where is the shade? Well, I think it's just called Mango, or Cha Cha tint. You can go back and forth between the two. So this one is a straight liquid, kind of consistency. This one is a little bit thicker and it is way more pigmented. I like to use this one more when I'm tan or in the summer because I can blend it better. But in the winter when I'm a little bit more pale and it's a little bit more noticeable, I use the Cha Cha tint. So what I do is I take a really round kabuki brush. This one is from RT. It is the number 204. I will take my Cha Cha tint and I'll literally just brush it on the ends. Not too much, you don't want to go overboard. It will bring a lot of color. So for blush, I keep it above my contour and directly right underneath my eye socket. So I will just blend that out. And what I've learned over the years of doing my own makeup is if you want your face to be more full or more childlike, keep your blush right on the center of your cheeks. If you want a more angled, more, how would you word it? A little bit more snatched, I would keep your blush right here on the tallest point of your cheekbone, kind of going up into the side of your face. And this is where I'll really kind of blend out my contour. Let me do the other side. And then I will also do the tip of my nose, just a tiny little bit of product, that's all you need. Remember, less is more. And I will just do my nose. I think it looks really cute and really fun. I also think that hides my nose more. All right. Just blend that out. And sometimes whenever I think it's looking a little bit too harsh on my nose, I'll just take my powder brush and I'll go in and hit the edges of the blush. All right, so the last thing to do on the face is highlighter. And lately, I've been obsessing over ColourPop's Super Shock Cheek in the shade Over the Moon. It's not for the faint of heart. It is super pigmented. If you have not tried their Super Shock Cheek products before, they are like a jelly consistency. I don't know if you can see that. And they are just, oh, they're so good. So I just use my finger. I will take it and I will just place it right on top of my cheek. I'll also bring it up to the eyebrow, kind of down and around. I'll go back and forth between patting motions and swiping motions, just to really get it to kind of blend. I'll also take it on the tip of my nose and then in between my eyebrows. because I want that to pop more than the top of my nose. And then later I will also use this on the Cupid's bow of my lips to bring that forward. So I'm going to keep this out. And next we're moving on to eyebrows. So for eyebrows, I don't know if you can actually tell, but I shaved the ends of my eyebrows off. I was tired of them looking a little ratchet, and I wanted to change my eye shape up a little bit. So I just took one of our face razors and shaved it off. Yep. So for my eyebrows, I use Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil. So it comes with the product on this side and then a spoolie. So I'll first take this spoolie, brush through what little eyebrow hairs I have left, and then I will take the product, and I usually start on the front, draw a straight line up on top and on the bottom. Okay, I will feather in some product where I don't have hair, kind of make the rest more even. And then for the tail, I've been liking more of a high brow lately, so I'll just draw in my eyebrow. So I do the bottom first, and then I slowly connect the top. And then lastly, I just brush through them one more time. Make sure all the little hairs are behaving. And then I'll do the same with the other eyebrow. So now that we're done with the brow pencil, moving on to the brow gel. I have this one from ColourPop. It's in the shade light brown. It's their only brow gel that they have, so it's easy to find. I'll take off the excess because it comes with a lot of product inside this little bottle. And then I'll just brush through my brows. It really helps hold your eyebrow hairs in place. Mine tend to go downwards, so I really need a product that's going to hold them up and in line for me. So just like this. And then I usually have a little bit of excess product from brushing through my brows, so I will take a concealer brush and some concealer and fix that. Alright, so I have this brush from ColourPop. It's in the same set. It's E3. It's a nice, oh, there's some lint on it. Some nice, flat, thin brush. It's a concealer brush. And I use the same concealer that I used under my eyes. And I will just clean up my brow. Make it nice and sharp, especially the top. And we'll be right back. All right, now that the brows are done, I'm going to move on to the eye look. So I really want to do something that is easy for everyone, beginners, experts, mediocre, whatever you are in your makeup journey. I want a really easy but beautiful and timeless eye look. So first off, I use a NYX brush. Oh, all of the words are gone, but it is a nice, dense, fluffy brush. It is perfect for blending out eyeshadow. So for my eyeshadow palette, I use the Bare Necessities palette from ColourPop. It has a bunch of great neutral colors. So first, I am going to use a transitional shade. So pretty much no matter what eye look I do, I always use a transition shade in my crease to really get some depth in my eyes. I do have hooded eyes, if you couldn't tell, so I really need to emphasize the depth. So first off, I use the shade On Holiday. It's this one right here. It's a little bit more gray based. So the more gray you do for your transition shade, the more it's going to look like actual depth. So it gives that illusion of a shadow. So I just go very lightly all over the crease. So starting from the edge all the way into the inner corner. So then to darken it up a little bit, I take the shade Banter. It's right here. Get the excess off so there's no fallout. I start with the crease and I work my way up. Then blend it up towards the eyebrow. See, it just gives you a little bit more depth and a little bit more dimension. So same thing with the other eye. All right, now that that's done, I take the shade Hot Gossip, which is a really nice cocoa brown, and I'll just deepen that even more. And I'm only using windshield wiper motions. Again, bring that up to the eyebrow. Really work on blending that out for a smooth transition. So when I used to do eyeshadow when I was first starting out, I would really push the brush into my skin. I've always been really rough with my makeup for some reason, but I've learned that the softer you are, the lighter hand you have, the more easily your makeup and your eyeshadow is going to blend out. So next I am going to take the shade Crack On, take off the excess, and I'm going to put that in my outer corner and only halfway into my crease. Blend it out. Nice and smooth. More focusing it towards the outer corner of your eye. Going back in if you notice that it's not blending as well. Just a little bit. There we go. So then I'm going to do the other eye and be right back. All right, now that that's done, I am going to shake the tape. Take the shade Tabloid. It's a really pretty rich brown. I'm going to take this only on the outer half of my eyelid, and then do the same with the other eye. So the lighter your complexion is, like your skin tone, the lighter the shades you can use. And then for darker skin tones, you just take a little bit darker shades and do the same kind of thing. And then for the lid, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to use the shade Silk Teddy. So any type of champagne-y shade, you'd use any of those, even like a light rose gold would be really pretty. And you just take that on your inner corner and first half of your eyelid. Just patting that all over. If you want it to be a little bit more pigmented, you can take a setting spray and spray your finger before dipping your hand in to get more pigment. I think that their shadows are just pigmented enough. They're very, very heavily pigmented. So I don't really personally do that with their shades. So there you go. Next up, we also have the under eye. My sister hardly ever puts anything under her eyes, but I think it really brings the look all together. So I'm going to take that same tabloid shade that we put on the outer half of your eyelid, and I'm just going to take that underneath my eye. I'm gonna try not to lean down too much because I know that you won't be able to see what I'm doing. So on the last like 3/4 of your eyelid, on your bottom line, just take that nice and easy. Blend it out just a hair, don't go down too far. I'm literally not even using a mirror. Okay, and there you go. And then further, to kind of bring more depth into your outer quarter of your eye, I take the darker shade Taboo, which is this one right here. Take that on a flat brush. Oh, so the last brush I used was a Sugar Rush brush. This one's called Stay Sharp. And then for the flat brush, this one is a Morphe brush as well. I am not sure what it's called or where I got it from. But I'm taking that Taboo shade on this and really deepening the outer corner of your lower lash line. All right, so that's pretty much the eye look. If you have lighter skin tones, I would suggest using a lighter shimmer shade. Again, if you have darker skin tones, I think that a really pretty like taupe shimmer would be beautiful. or you could even use gold if you want to bring out some more color in your eye look, not eye shape. So yes, you can stop here, put on some mascara and be done. I like to go a little bit extra, as you'll know me and my eye looks. So I am going to take some eyeliner. I kind of go back and forth between my, oh gosh, this is so old. My sister got this for me, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. It's the Lady Gaga House of Beauty, I think. I'm not, House Laboratories, there we go. It's really hard to read. So this one is a brown. It's a really dark brown. It's beautiful. But I ran out of the black finally. After a year, it dried up and I was so sad. So now I use the drugstore one from L'Oreal Paris. It's their Flash Cat Eye Felt Tip Black Eyeliner. Oh gosh, there's a huge bubble on it. Hold on, I have 3 more because I like it that much. So let me pull another one. All right, there we go. They also come with a little triangle tool that you can take off. So if you need help with your cat eye or your eyeliner in general, you just use that as a template and do your eyeliner that way. It just pops back on. Oh gosh, I'm gonna break it. Okay, we'll just leave that there. All right. So I'm gonna grab a little mirror. Don't look at it, it's sturdy. And I'm just gonna start on my eyeliner. So I always start in the inner corner and then work my way out. And then I've also done different shapes of eyeliner. I've done the typical cat eye, but I found that for my eye shape personally, for hooded eyes, I like doing what is called a puppy liner. So let me do the base and then I'll tell you how to do it. All right, so now that we have the base done, it's just a simple line all the way across. I take my felt tip eyeliner and I won't draw up for the cat eye. I will actually draw straight out from my eye. It doesn't have to be a long eyeliner, nothing like that. So I just take it about that far out and I will do the same thing with the other eye. All right, now that we have them both looking semi-comparable, kind of the same, not really. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. I will just connect my top eyeliner line with the bottom, kind of like in a triangle shape. All right, just like that. All right, this eyeliner is kind of drying out, so I'm gonna switch to the other one that bubbled. Because I can't stand it when the eyeliner is running out. Oh, maybe I can use this one to like transfer some product. Okay, yeah. All right. Don't judge me. So then after that, you can leave it here, kind of simple. I like to make it a little bit more dramatic. So I will then connect my lower lash line with the edge of the puppy eyeliner. I'll show you what it looks like. So I just take my felt tip liner in the very corner of my eye and I will just slowly make the eyeliner go down and then connect it back up. Just like so. I'm gonna do the other eye really quick. All right, now that that's done, I like to clean up my lines with a concealer brush, the same one I used earlier for my eyebrows. I usually don't put any product on it. I will just take it and sharpen up those lines, just like that. I know it's probably bad to drag your eyes like this, but you know, gotta live your life, girl. All right, so now that that's done, I take my same eyeshadow palette. I'll take the black shade. This one is called Spyglass. It is very pigmented and dark. It's probably one of the best black shades that I've ever used personally. I will Yes, I will take this same flat brush, dip it in, tap off the excess, and then go over my lines to make them not look so perfect. So just kind of muddy them up a little bit. I also take a tiny little bit and bring that even further down my lash line on the bottom. All right, so now that you have something a little bit like this, I go ahead and take the same flat brush that I just used, clean it off on a paper towel, and then I take the shade Spree. It's like a pink shimmery shade. It's more on the mauve side. It's really pretty because I like to add a little bit of color back into my eyeliner. So I'll just take that right on these same areas that I used the black shadow on the edge of my lines, and then just blend it out. And then I also take that same concealer brush and clean up any excess I have on the edge of my line. Just like so. All right, so now I am done with my eyeshadow. So I will just take a little bit more of my highlighter and put this on the inner corner of my eyes, just to give it a little bit of pop. Like that. All right, so now let's move on to mascara and lashes. So I live by the Man-Eater mascara from Tarte. Something about it. I mean, it's a little bit more on the expensive side, but it's just so good. It's totally worth it in my eyes. So if I'm wearing eyelashes, I'll just use a little tiny bit just to give them some color back, some blackness to them. That way, whenever you put your eyelashes on, it's not going to be a little bit of light eyeshadow in between your real lashes and your fake lashes. For the eyelashes, I don't know if you can even see this on camera. I'm going to close that. I only use the Duo Strip Lash Adhesive. It is the black dark tone formula, so it comes gray. Sorry, Katie's walking by. And then it turns black whenever it dries. So for eyelashes, I use the ColourPop Falsies Faux Lashes. This one is named Honey. I don't like using huge lashes. I've done so before, but I mean, they're just not that comfortable if I'm being honest. So I'll just take them, bend them so that way they're more at the shape of your eye. I use my adhesive just straight out of the tube. Give it a nice light coat. Make sure you get the edges really good. Those things always tend to pop off first. And then I will wait 30 seconds before I apply them. That way the glue gets tacky and it's not super runny. All right, so to apply them, I use a small little mirror, and then I just take them, plop them on, really make sure that they're in place, and then I will take a pair of tweezers and really press the corner down. They end up being the trickiest part of eyelashes, for me personally at least. Alright. And then I'm gonna let them dry for about a couple minutes before I use my tweezers again to really crimp them down. And I'll show you how I do it. Alright, so I just take my tweezers, I place them around both the false lashes and the real lashes, so have both lashes in between your tweezers, and then I just slowly go around my eye and push them together. I don't know if a lot of people do this or if it's just me. I've never seen anyone do it before, but I find that it really does help get the lash strip glued down. Oh my gosh, my eyes are getting glued together. And then if the glue has already been dried and I feel like it's okay, I take my fingers and I really make sure that they're pressed down. Just like that. So you go from this kind of wonky to a better eyelash. So I'm gonna do the same with the other eye. All right, and lastly for the eyes, I just take my mascara again and blend the two together. I find that this really brings it all together and makes it really nice and cohesive, so there's not a huge difference between your real lashes and your false lashes. Okay, so I have two things left to do. So I take a freckle pen, this one's from ColourPop in the darker shade, and I will just highlight what freckles I have on my face. Also, I don't know if a lot of people do this either, but whenever I have a really bad pimple, like this one, I will literally just take my freckle pen and I will make it look like a freckle. Because, you know, by acne, nobody needs ya. I'm gonna make you look like what I want to make you look like. Sorry, like you're gone. And then lastly, lips. So we have our own lip products, but lately I've honestly been loving the Maybelline, what is it called? Superstay Matte Ink. It is a matte formula, but it is not drying. I think it looks freaking bomb.com. I have 3 different shades. I have a red, this is Individualist, that I've worn on lives before that I loved. I have this one, it's a really pretty pink called Ringleader. Sorry for all the noise and the banging. But my favorite shade is Self-Starter. It's a beautiful coral mauve shade. More on the neutral side than pink, I think. Maybe not. I don't even know what to call it, honestly. But I'll just take it all around my lips. Okay, I'm really messy with lips, okay? I do that. I'll take my ring finger and I will blend it out. I like the look of a blotted lip. I don't know why, but I do. So it doesn't dry super fast, so you have a lot of time to manipulate the product, which I love. I hate when lip products dry too fast and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get this off because it's literally drying in 2 seconds. But yes, that's what it looks like. And lastly, I take the highlighter again. I highlight my Cupid's bow and my lip. All right, so that's the look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos, leave us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell down below, show us some love. If you want to see how I got my hair to look like this, or if you want to see a more fun, bright eye look, please drop a comment down below. Tell me what you want to see. I would love to hear y'all's feedback. I also want to see pictures if you try my eye look. Yeah. So I'll see you on the next one. I hope you have a great day. Bye, guys. Alright, now do you get it? Do you need help? Huh? The corners are usually the ones that end to be the trickiest. Wait, did I say that? Yeah, I don't even think I said that right. I don't have... I'm gonna use my shirt.